Hello Physical Fiends, it is Jordan here with some nice discounts that have caught my eye. All prices are correct at the time of making this video and all of them are linked down below in the description and pinned comment. If you want to purchase them, that's where they are and that helps support me in the best way possible. As always, these videos are based on prices, not necessarily the quality of the game, because there are so many different kinds of collectors out there. I don't cater to just one type, so let's see what I've seen. This time I'm going for maybe slightly more obscure titles on the whole, starting with VGP, who have free worldwide shipping on orders over 75 Canadian bucks, like 55 American dollars. Against the Storm. This is a dark fantasy city builder that has excellent reviews over on Steam. Of course, these console ports, which VGP has priced at $18 on Nintendo Switch and $15 on PlayStation 5, will probably handle less well than the platform it was built for, but it's got an appealing art style and mixes depth with approachability, which makes it a nice prospect for anyone interested in the genre. Zenith. This is a European exclusive release, but VGP are rocking copies of it for a fairly cheap price on Nintendo Switch, just a solid $22. This is an action RPG that tries to add a lot of humor to proceedings. It looks a bit rough around the edges and, well, it is, but overall it becomes greater than the sum of its parts, so I've heard from reviews. Nordic Ashes, the complete saga. This is a roguelike survivor type affair, which, while always addictive and tend to have a lot of content, the physical release is often a financial dilemma because despite having a lot of addictive content, they tend to be about $5 digitally. But now the physical release on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 5 is down to a very reasonable $22 at VGP. That is great, but just a fair warning, despite being called the complete edition, that was only for the time it released, since while it did have all 3 DLC packs included, there is another one that is upcoming, so make sure to get out your marker pen and strike through that lying complete part. Sword Art Online Fractured Daydream is currently the latest game in the franchise, although that will change soon when the newly announced new one comes out, and this is one of the fewer modern consoles to actually release physically in North America. Usually only Europe get these, and this is super cheap on Xbox. It's $15 and on Nintendo Switch it is $22. Not bad for a big, solid RPG from Bandai. Tai, the Tasmanian Tiger HD Rescue Bundle. The standard edition is down to $21 and the deluxe edition is down to $29. This bundle contains Tai 1, 2, and 4, all brought up to HD console, so you get a nice bit of bang for your buck, especially with the first 2 games, which were from like the PS2 era. The 3D mascot frenzy, not the best in class, but will bring some retro charm and nostalgia, that is for sure. Dragon Quest III HD 2D. This is down to $30 on Nintendo Switch and Xbox, as well as PlayStation 5, and I think that is absolutely the perfect price for this. Personally, I wished it launched at that price. A beautiful remake of one of the most well-loved entries in the series, especially the earlier ones. The 1 and 2 double pack is also discounted, but only a little bit, not as tempting as $30. Castlevania Dominus Collection only has a small discount for the standard editions. They are $36 on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, and Xbox for the various cover versions that are available. For me, this is an absolutely essential package for essential games, especially if you are a Metroidvania fan, but personally I absolutely adore the remake they did of the arcade game, or the reimagining of it. M2 were always legends, but that one sent them to the Hall of Fame for me. I love it. Alright, let's move on to PMP Games, who have free shipping on orders over, I can't remember off the top of my head, to North America and Canada. They do have some form of free shipping, not worldwide though. Collection of Mana is a lovely little collection of retro games in the Mana series, a nice Game Boy Curiosity action RPG, also a well-loved Super Nintendo co-op action adventure, and the most mythical one, Trials of Mana, which finally got an English translation thanks to this package. A hugely ambitious game for the console, and these 3 together for $22 at PMP Games. That is great stuff. SANABI, a Haunted Day Signal Redux Edition, is an import exclusive release. It is a bigger version of a game that did get a Western physical. This one, however, has the DLC, the expansion campaign mode, where you play as a new character who is a lot different. The physical was always fairly cheap as an import, but it's discounted even more at P&P. It is down to $22 US. The Good Old Days has only just been restocked at VGP after selling out. It's still full price over there, but P&P Games have it discounted to $22 US, which is a really good price for a super charming game. If you want like a Metroidvania, Goonies sort of vibe thing, this is definitely one to pick up. Eldrador Creatures Shadowfall is probably not a good game by any means, but for collectors out there, it's a decent price to jump on board a really obscure title based off some kids figurines, I believe. $19 US is the cheapest I've ever seen it. Pixeljunk Eden 2 is a limited run release, but P&P Games have it discounted nicely to $22 US. This is a very weird, artistic game that is a visual feast, a casual psychedelic experience from Q Games, who always make something charming and interesting to play. Not a bad price, and I do love the cover art for it. It's always stood out to me. Alright, let's move on to Loot Box Gaming. They don't have many sales going on right now, at least nothing massively eye-catching, but the one thing that did catch my eye was Censor's Midnight. Despite being a PlayAsia exclusive release, Lootbox have it for even cheaper than PlayAsia do themselves. Instead of $30 plus tax and shipping, Lootbox have it for $25, and it will ship for free on orders over $60 American. And they are an American-based company as well, which is always a bonus for American citizens. Alright, moving on to PlayAsia with their slightly dodgy sales. By dodgy, I mean, as always, they only have a set amount of stock allocated to their sale. So once that allocation sells out, the price will jump back up to its original price. So if you click any of the links below and it's not the price I say it is because you have missed out. They've sold out their allocated stock for a sale. I don't like they do that, but it's just what they do. Only a few games. The Escape Room Chronicles is $16. This is part of the Simple series, which is still going on, and it is an import exclusive release with English. You get 4 escape room type puzzle games, probably not the best, but if you're after all the English language imports, you'll have to pick it up eventually, and why not at $16? Rolling Gunner plus Overpower is $22, and this is a very nice shmup, or maybe I should say shmups. It's almost like a 2-in-1, since the expansion pack, Overpower, makes the mechanics rather different, becoming a twin-stick shooter rather than your usual horizontal affair. Either way, good shmup for a good price. Undertale is priced low again for the Japanese version. It is down to $18, which is so much cheaper than the Western physical. I'm sure most of you own this in some capacity already, but if you don't, this is a really good price to see what all the fuss is about. And no, I've never played it myself. Maybe I should at $18. The Bass Fishing is The Bass Fishing at a discount price. Another Simple series entry that is down to $15. Again, this is not going to rock anyone's world or boat, but if you're after all the import exclusives that have English, $15 is cheap as chips. Fish and chips. Anyways, those are some discounts that have caught my eye. If you want to purchase any of them, please do so via the links in the description and pinned comment. Any purchase made there helps support me and this channel in the best way possible so I can keep producing useful physical content for you guys. If you're new here and you want more stuff like this, or you just love physical media in general, then hit that subscribe button, okay? It will be the best thing you do today, I promise you, and I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. Take care.